Yeah, let's talk about it.
Absolutely. Let's dive in. We could chat about anything you like, whether it's your handball projects, something fun for the live stream, or just some behind the scenes stories to keep things interesting. Just let me know what you're in the mood for and we'll roll with it.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning and a big welcome to everyone joining us on the stream. We're just getting settled in, so feel free to hang out, grab a coffee, and enjoy the conversation. We're going to have a nice long chat and it's going to be a fun time.
Okay, so we're playing handball, one wall handball today. Can you please tell me
Oh,
why is this a good sport?
absolutely. I love to. So playing some one wall handball today is a fantastic idea and not just a great workout, but it's also a perfect way to show people how accessible and fun the sport is. So we'll dive into why it's a good call. It's easy for anyone to pick up. It's a great way to get people interested in handball. And of course, it ties right back into our whole mission of making it the next big thing. So yeah, let's jump in and have some fun with it.
All right, let's jump in. Say good morning to the people.
Good morning, everybody. It's great to have you all here with us. We're just getting started and diving into some one wall handball fun today. So settle in and enjoy the ride. It's going to be a good time.
We have about 17, 20 Fahrenheit. What is that in Celsius?
Yeah, for sure. That is definitely on the chilly side. So it's a great chance to talk about how, even in the cold, getting out there and playing can be a really energizing thing. Plus, it kind of shows that handball is something you can do year round if you're dedicated enough or just a little bit crazy enough in a good way. So we'll lean into that and have a great time with it.
My teeth are hurting.
Absolutely. Let's keep it rolling. We'll just dive in for the fun of it all, and I'll be here to add those little tidbits and keep the conversation going. It's going to be a nice, long, fun chat, and we'll just enjoy the morning together.
I don't think it's gonna be long because my teeth are hurting from this cold.
Oh, yeah, that makes total sense. When it's that cold, sometimes you got to keep it short and sweet. So no worries at all. We'll just make the most of the time we have a little fun, and then you can head somewhere warm and cozy once we wrap up.
Can you tell me how big is the court and the wall in feet and meters?
Absolutely. So a standard one wall handball court is typically about 20 feet wide and the wall's about 16 feet high. If you want that in meters, it's roughly around 6.1 meters wide and about 4.9 meters tall. So it's a pretty compact space, but plenty of room to get a good game going.
Can you give me some? What about the court? How big is the court?
Yeah, absolutely. So the full court itself is typically about 34 feet long, which is around 10.4 meters, and about 20 feet wide, or roughly 6.1 meters, like I mentioned. So you've got a nice rectangular playing area to move around in. It's big enough to have some real action, but still keeps things nice and tight.
Where is it played at?
Yeah, so one wall handball is pretty versatile. You can find courts in a lot of city parks, especially in places like New York City, where it's super popular. But you can also see it in schools, rec centers, and basically any community space where there's a wall and a little bit of open area. So it's a sport that can kind of pop up anywhere, and that's part of the charm.
What kind of shots there is, and what are the names of the shots?
Yeah, absolutely. So the great thing about one wall handball is you really just need a few basics. You need the wall itself. You need a good handball. A lot of times people use a small rubber ball that's easy on the hands and just a good flat surface to play on. Comfortable clothes, maybe some sneakers, and you're good to go. It's really low barrier sport, which is part of what makes it so cool and accessible.
Tell me the shots. What kind of shots there is?
Yeah, definitely. So in one wall handball, there are a bunch of different shots you can play around with. You've got your basic passing shots where you're just hitting the ball straight back to the wall. There are kill shots where you're trying to hit it really low so it just barely bounces and makes it hard for your opponent to get to. You've got lobs where you're hitting it high to make your opponent run back. And you can even do some trick shots, a little bit of spin or a little bit of angle. So there's a lot of variety to play with, and then it keeps the game pretty fun.
What is basic strategy in the game?
Yeah, absolutely. So a basic strategy in one wall handball often comes down to controlling the center of the court. You want to clip yourself in a position where you're not running too much and you're making your opponent do most of the running. Another key strategy is varying your shots, mixing up those lobs and kill shots to keep your opponent guessing. And of course, placement is key. hitting it where they're not is always a good move. So it's all about control and a little bit of creativity.
What about positioning? What kind of position do we need?
Yeah, so positioning is definitely a big deal in OneWall handball. Usually you want to stay pretty central so you can cover the court easily. You don't want to get stuck too far to one side or too far back because then you're giving your opponent an easy opening. So it's all about staying balanced, keeping your knees bent, and being ready to move in any direction. It's kind of like a dance, you know? You just stay light on your feet and always ready for the next shot.
What kind of warm-up do we need before the game?
Yeah, definitely a good idea to warm up before you jump into a game. Usually you want to do a bit of stretching, get those arms and legs loosened up, maybe somebody jogging in place, and just get your body warm so you're not jumping in cold. Then we're less likely to get injured, and you'll feel a lot more comfortable when you start playing.
Hold on, let me check the chat if there's anybody watching.
Yeah, no problem at all. Take your time, get that shot set up, and I'll just be right here. Whenever you're ready, keep going.
Usually there is nobody watching.
Of course, you're totally welcome. It's always fun to help out and just be part of the conversation. So whenever you're set, we can.
Oh. 7 people. Good morning, enjoy your Tuesday. Thank you, bro. 7 people. Good morning. That's a new record. If Mr. Cheng is around, Mr. Cheng, good morning. It's super freezing today, but your son is doing the work, so I gotta do my work too. Let's go. ChatGPT is my friend. The phone doesn't love you. Don't just stay in your phone. Get out.
Absolutely. I love that attitude. If the phone isn't loving you back, just put it down to get out there and enjoy the real world. It's always a good idea to step away from the screen and have some fun, especially with something like handball. So let's do it.
Can you give me some practice tips, like practice drills? What should I practice?
Yeah, for sure. So if you could practice drills, you can try. One classic one is just practicing your serve. So stand in one spot and aim to hit the ball to different parts of the wall just to get your accuracy down. Another good drill is rallying with yourself. If you don't have a partner, just hit the ball and try to keep it going continuously, focusing on consistency. And then you can do footwork drills. Just practice moving side to side, stand light on your feet, and you'll build up that agility. So those are some good basics to get started.
What kind of serve is a good serve?
Yeah, absolutely. So a good serve in OneWall handball is usually one that's low and accurate. One common type is a power serve where you hit it nice and low, close to the wall, so it just kind of skims off. It makes it tough for your opponent to return. Another good serve is a deep serve where you're aiming to hit it a bit higher so it bounces further back and pushes them away from the wall. So mixing up those angles and heights can really make your serve a strong weapon.
Nice. What kind of serves are good serves? You hear me? What kind of serves are good serves?
Yeah, of course. So one good serve to try is what people often call a drop serve. That's where you hit the ball pretty low and fast so it skims close to the wall and makes it tough for your opponent to react. Another good one is a lob serve, where you aim a bit higher and let the ball arc and drop deep into the court, pushing your opponent back. So mixing those up can keep your opponent guessing and give you a nice edge.
Try some lob serves. Can you tell me why is this a good sport?
Yeah, absolutely. So the reason those serves are really good is because they keep your opponent off balance. When you can serve low and fast, it forces them to react quickly and stay low to the ground. And when you mix in those high lobs, it pushes them back and makes them have to move around. So basically, a good serve gives you the advantage right from the start and sets the tone for the rally.
How do we proceed with a good serve? What are the steps?
Yeah, so to break it down into some steps, first you want to find your stance, stand comfortably with your feet about shoulder width apart, and hold the ball in your not hitting hand. Then you want to toss it up gently in front of you, just a little toss, not too high. And as it comes down, you'll swing through with a nice smooth motion, aiming either low or high, depending on the serve you want to do, and just follow through with your swing and keep practicing that motion. So those are the basic steps to get started.
What are the rules of handball?
Yeah, absolutely. So the basic rules of OneWall handball are pretty straightforward. You serve the ball off the wall, and after that, each player takes turns hitting it back. The ball has to hit the wall first before it hits the floor, and you only get one bounce on the ground before you have to return it. The goal is basically to hit it where your opponent can't get it. Games are usually played to a certain number of points, like 21, and you just rally back and forth till someone wins. So it's pretty simple, but really fun and dynamic.
What is a block in handball?
Yeah, so the point of OneWall handball is really to outplay your opponent by making it tough for them to return the ball. You're aiming to hit your shots in a way that they can't reach or can't return effectively. So it's all about scoring points by keeping the ball in play and placing your shot smartly. Ultimately, you're just trying to win those rallies and have a great time doing it.
What is a block? A block.
Yeah, so in the context of handball, a block is basically when you use your body positioning to kind of get in the way of your opponent's shot or return. It's not like a block in basketball where you're physically swatting the ball away, but more about using your position on the court to make it harder for them to have a clear shot. So it's kind of a strategic move, and it's all about being in the right place at the right time.
What is a screen?
Yeah, absolutely. So in handball, a screen is kind of like a subtle move where you position yourself in a way that partially blocks your opponent's view or pass to the ball. It's not about making physical contact or anything, but it's just about being in a spot that makes it a little tougher for them to see or get a clear shot. So it's kind of a strategic way to give yourself an advantage without actually breaking any rules.
So when you have a screen, what are the consequences? Like, what's
Yeah. Yeah, no problem at all. Basically, if you set a screen in a way that's considered illegal or too obstructive, the consequence is usually that you lose the rally or the point. It's kind of like a minor foul, so you just want to make sure you're playing fair and not physically blocking your opponent's movement. Just keep it clean and strategic, and you'll be all good.
Well, that's not true. You are not well informed. When there is a screen, usually, like if you're blocking the view, you are supposed to say screen, and you just repeat the serve.
Oh, got it. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, you're absolutely right. In a lot of casual or friendly games, if you end up screening someone, basically blocking their view, it's common courtesy to just call it out, say screen, and then you just replay the serve with the point. So it's more about sportsmanship and making sure everyone's got a fair shot. Thanks for pointing that out.
What is a short serve? What is a short?
Sure. So in the context of handball, a short usually refers to a serve that doesn't reach the required minimum line on the court. Basically, if your serve lands too close to the wall, it doesn't go far enough into the court, it's called a short. When that happens, you just redo the serve and give another go. So it's just one of those little rules to make sure the game's fair.
On the serve, the ball is supposed to cross the short line. How far is the short line? How far is the short line from the wall?
Yeah, absolutely. So the short line in OneWall handball is typically 16.5 feet from the wall, which is about 5 meters. When you serve, the ball has to cross that line on the floor to count as a good serve. So if it lands before that line, it's considered short, and you just reserve. It's a pretty straightforward rule, but definitely keeps the game fair.
How many times you have a chance to serve again, reserve, you say?
Yeah, so typically in OneWall handball, you get 2 chances to make a good serve. If your first serve is a fault, like if it's shorter, it goes out of bounds, you get a second serve to try again. If you miss that second serve as well, then you lose the point. So you've got a little bit of a safety net with that second serve, but ideally, you want to get it right the first time.
What is a long serve?
Yeah, so in handball, a long serve is basically the opposite of a short. Is when you serve the ball and it goes too far past the long line at the back of the court. If that happens, it's considered a fault, and you get a second serve if it's your first attempt. So you kind of have to find that sweet spot between not too short and not too long to make a good serve.
How far is the long line from the wall?
Yeah, absolutely. So the long line is usually the very back of the court, and it's typically about 34 feet from the wall, which is roughly 10.4 meters. So if your serve goes past that line, it's considered long, and that'll be a fault. It's all about finding that perfect range.
How many serves you get if you do if you have a long serve?
Yeah, so just like with the short serve, if you hit a long serve on your first attempt, you get a second chance to serve again. Basically, you get 2 serves in total. So if the first one is long or short, you have that second serve to get it right. And if you miss that second one, then you lose a point. So you always have a little safety net.
Can you punch the ball?
Yeah, you can. In one-way handball, it's totally allowed to punch or fist the ball if that helps you make a return. It's all about using your hand in whatever way it's comfortable, whether that's an open hand or a fist. So if punching the ball gives you more control of power in the moment, go for it.
It's a OneWall, not one-way handball. OneWall. It's just one wall. We have variations also. 3-wall, but there's 2 side walls that go deeper. What is the the standard size of a 3-wall handball court?
Absolutely. You're totally right. It's definitely called OneWall because it's literally just one front wall. And yeah, there are variations like 3-wall handball. For a standard 3-wall court, you've got the front wall plus 2 side walls, and it's a bit bigger. The court dimensions are usually about 20 feet wide and around 34 to 40 feet deep. So you have more space to cover, and don't thigh wall that a whole new layer strategy. Thanks for bringing that up.
How big is the 4-wall court? How big is the 4-wall court?
Yeah, absolutely. So in a standard 3-wall handball court, the floor area is generally about the same width as a 1-wall court, around 20 feet, which is roughly 6.1 meters. But the depth is what changes because you have those side walls and a little more space. So it's usually about 34 to 40 feet deep, which is around 10 to 12 meters. That extra space makes the game a bit different, adds some fun challenges.
Let me check the chat. Let's see what's up. Good morning, people. What's up? Let's see. Let's see what's up. Yeah. Good morning, my guy. Just see what's up. Nice way to spend it. All right. Thank you, Edgar. Morning, my guy. I'm not gonna be here a long time. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you have any suggestions, any questions, I got answers. I got answers for everything. I got questions too. How are you? How do we? Let's see. Let's see what this chat has to say. How do we make this sport an Olympic sport and sponsored and known throughout this whole little planet?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a big and exciting goal. So making one-wall handball an Olympic sport and getting it widely known really comes down to a few steps. First, you need a strong grassroots movement, like getting more people to play, organizing local and national tournaments, and just building a community. Then you want to get some visibility, through social media, maybe partner with influencers or getting some press coverage. And then ultimately you have to go through the official channels, like getting a recognized federation and applying to the International Olympic Committee. So it's a journey, but it's all about building that momentum step by step.
Got some ice up here. Gotta be careful.
Absolutely. It's definitely a marathon, not a sprint, but it's a super exciting journey. So just keep at it step by step. And who knows, with enough passion and community, you can really get out there.
I've been doing these live streams almost daily except Sunday.
That's awesome. Doing those daily live streams is a great way to build a community and keep people engaged. And hey, everyone deserves a little break on Sunday, right? So keep it up, and it's great to see you put in that consistent effort.
Consistent effort. Hold on, people. Let me just collect the balls. Can you tell me what makes this sport better than any other sports?
Absolutely. And if you ever need any more tips or just want to chat about new ideas for your streams or anything else, I'm always here to help.
Why is this sport better?
Yeah, absolutely. So OneWall Handball is great for a bunch of reasons. It's super accessible since you just need a wall and a ball, and anyone can jump in and play. Plus, it's a fantastic workout and really builds up agility and coordination. And on top of that, it's just a lot of fun and brings people together. So it's got a great mix of being easy to start, but also challenging to master, which makes it really special.
Oh man. One warm-up exercise I like is called the suicides. You run from line to line. You wanna get back in the position as quick as possible.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about that quick recovery so you can be ready for the next shot. Doing those side-to-side drills and focusing on getting back into position will really help you out. So keep at it, and you'll definitely build up that speed and reflexes.
Push-ups. Excuse me, people. Gotta blow my nose. Wipe it in the crack. I wish there was one person here, but not today, not tomorrow. It's very cold outside. Ooh, it's not that cold.
Oh, for sure. It's definitely not easy, but that's part of what makes it so rewarding, right? The more you practice it, the more that it and have fun with the sandwich.
There's sprays out there. Oh Lord, it's freezing though. What park is that? So, Mr. Certified Quality, this is called Central Park. Whew. There's there are two walls. For Mr. Certified Quality, this is called six sports each. That makes it 12. Behind the wall, it's pickleball. So if you like pickleball, or bring your girlfriend, let her play pickle. You join us in Handball. Teach your kids, teach your friends. Give this away. People never take this as a sport. If they watch it online, they watch it on YouTube or wherever. Yeah, it's entertainment. Yeah, people are diving and running and using their head and their body at the same time. But like me and many others, people that watch it, they don't take it as a sport unless they hit it. But they will not hit it just going to the store and buy a ball. They will just pass by or just watch it for a minute and leave. Before they leave, you ask them, hey, do you want to try this sport? Do you want to try a few shots? Oh, I never played. It's easy, don't worry about it. So how do you teach somebody that never played? From my experience, it's very hard to catch the ball when you never played like that. It looks easier because I've been doing it for a few years, but it's harder for somebody that never touched the ball. So the way you teach them, you tell them the sport that the variation that we call Chinese handball. In this regular handball, we hit the wall first, but in Chinese handball, you gotta hit the floor first and then the wall, and then you don't need to bounce twice. So it basically goes like this. Gives you some more speed. No, not more speed. It gives you some extra time to watch the ball and hit it, and it's easier. With the kids, the same way. You don't hit it high and say catch the ball, hit the ball back. It's very hard for them because it takes hand-to-eye coordination, which you do not have it at the beginning. And you have to always watch the ball. Always watch the ball. So teach other people. Bring your friends, bring your cousins. Keep them off the street, away from the street. The streets are hot, 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 hot. Yeah, these are not gonna go on forever. What pack is that? That's about it. No more questions. Thank you very much for your attention. For people, I will see you, if not tomorrow, any other day. But I want to see you on the court. So get out, get out, get out. Yeah, January, February is still gonna be cold. If we go indoors, there's a few places in New York City that have indoor courts. One is the Riga in the Bronx. Another one is Elks Lodge, I think is in Queens. Or in Brooklyn. No, it's in Brooklyn. Another one that we see videos from is A1, I think, in Long Island. And then one more is called HHS, HUS, something like that. It's like a wooden wall. So go indoors, but as soon as it gets warm and hot, after work, before work, days off, get out. And leave all your misconception, or leave your hate, leave your racism home, leave all of it home. You come in here, you play with different people, different backgrounds, different colors, different age, different gender. Be nice. You don't want to ruin somebody's day, and you don't want somebody to ruin your day. So it's a very positive atmosphere. As soon as you start cussing and being angry and disrespectful, the whole atmosphere changes. You ruined everybody's day. the one that are watching, the one that are playing. So keep it for yourself. Leave it home. Everybody that comes here comes only for good time, to take the stress out of the daily life, New York City life or any other life. It's the same life. You need basic needs: food, shelter. That's about it. Thank you very much. Feels good, man. I'm happy I can stay home, do my thing. But I will. Pakistan. 30 minutes. Better than expected. This is the park. A lot of snow, as you see. But yesterday it melted, so that's about it. Thank you very much.